Okay, in my last video I showed you that I had started working with FFTs and spectral flux, and while I was doing that I sort of realised that I had a demo coming up and that I needed to actually demonstrate this working as a game, so I started to need to get the actual game aspect of this working. So on a side project I started working on the actual visuals and the gameplay. So I'll sort of go through some stuff. Some basic object-orientated programming I did here, obviously creating a new CPP and header file for some classes I was doing. The first class is the Note class, and if you think of it in terms of Guitar Hero or Rock Band, it's either the little rectangles or the little circles that scroll down the screen that correspond to, say, a guitar note or a drum hit or something like that. So I set up my own class for that. Just some basic properties for them, just the position, speed, the size of it, and the color that I want them to be, and a few simple methods. I actually realized that I do not use the collision method in this version. I don't think I use it in the version I'm working on at the moment. That might change. Right, so that's just the header file. For the CPP file is very easy. Update is obviously I'm giving it an X position, and then I just want the Y position to change, and depending on the speed. That should probably, yeah. So the Y position is just obviously it's the note just scrolling down the screen like in a Guitar Hero or a Rock Band. And the draw is obviously setting a color and actually drawing the note itself. I also have a track. A track is obviously what the notes come down, and it includes the little hitbox at the bottom. So when the note travels over the hitbox and you press a button or whatever, then it says, "Oh, you hit that in time. Well done. Here's a point," or whatever. So similar thing here. I've got an X position, a size. I don't need to give it a Y position because it's taking up literally the whole screen. Then I have a hitbox X and Y position, obviously because it needs to know when the note travels over that special hitbox. Then more things like size, color, alpha value. Very similar again. Actually, I don't even have an update function for this. Just has a draw function. Basically, it just sets a color. Draws a rectangle as the whole track, as the whole track going from the whole screen size, and then it'll set another color, which is just black for now, and I draw the little hitbox. So I'll go into my code. So I'm drawing a track here in setup. I'm setting position, size, and color and stuff like that up here, just in case I wanted to do any future stuff, and maybe I'll have more than one track. I don't quite know at the moment. The stuff commented out is I think I was just testing vectors in C++. Oh, that's probably another thing. I had been used to using array lists in Java, and as far as I can tell, apparently Java also has vectors of stuff. But as far as I can tell, this is how I understand array lists to be working in C++. I know there are differences, but basically I'm creating a vector of notes called my note, and a vector of tracks called my track. So then, obviously here with track, pushback is basically add a new one onto the end of the vector, or with an array list, add one onto the end. And then that's obviously, so that's just creating one, that's creating an instance of the object. As you see, I've got a wait function here, similar to the one I had in my previous bit of code, but this one is just, because obviously I'm not interacting with sound at the moment, so I'm just saying draw notes at random increments coming down the screen just to demonstrate. And yeah, so that's what this is doing. And then in update, I'm updating my note, because obviously it needs to be scrolling the whole time, so I'm doing that in update. And I'm also saying if the note becomes greater than the screen, so if you don't hit the note in time when it's coming over the hitbox and it goes off the screen, then erase it, get rid of it. Because I obviously don't want, otherwise that'll take up a lot of memory every time there's a new note. If you're not deleting them, then that's unnecessary memory waste. So I'm deleting the object once it's gone past the screen, it's no longer needed. In draw, I'm just calling on the draw methods for both the note and the track. I had originally been using a vector of pointers to my objects, but when I was trying to delete them, I was having real problems and I was getting a bit confused because I'm not too up to date on pointers. So I commented that out just in case I ever wanted to go back to pointers if I started understanding it, but for now I'm just using objects. Doing this thing called string stream, which is new to me. It's a C++ object which allows you to have an integer as a string, because unlike Java there doesn't seem to be a pass string to int or pass int to string, whichever way around, that you can just sort of display an integer on the screen. So I'm using this string stream thing for now. And then I'm drawing it with the OF draw bitmap string, just drawing that on the screen, the score. And this is where the main work of the program is. I'm saying at the moment I've just got it set to anytime you press down a key, if the note is over the hitbox, then count it as, oh, you've hit this at the right time. It'll delete the note because, again, I don't want to waste it, as like as soon as you hit it you want it to disappear to know that you've actually hit it, and obviously you don't need it anymore. And add 1 to the score. This huge arse if statement is pretty much because I've got a Y position of the note, but obviously you have to do the Y position plus the half of what I've set the size to. Basically I'm just, this whole if statement here, which is quite long, is just saying if the note falls into the hitbox and you've pressed the key, then you've done well, give yourself a round of applause. Erase the note because I don't need it anymore because you've hit it and it's gone, and add 1 to the score. So I'll demonstrate what that looks like. Really basic placeholder graphics at this time. It's obviously just more of a demo than a final project or product. So you see here the track is the long grey rectangle that covers the whole screen. The hitbox is this smaller black rectangle on top of the grey one. So both of them are encapsulated in the track object. And then the notes are these little white rectangles that I'm just spawning at a random time. So at the moment I just have the detection within key press, so I can literally just hold down any key on my keyboard. And obviously once the notes get into the hitbox, it detects as, oh, you're pressing the key and the notes in the hitbox, well done. We'll get rid of that and you'll see the score is going up. I can also play legitimately, actually tapping the key. The hit detection is a little off on this version. This was the first version I did. I've since tweaked a lot of things in the later version, which will be the next video, as a matter of fact. But yeah, so just got a very simple score function. In later versions I have a combo, I have a multiplier, I have all number of fun things, but that's it for now. That's just that was just pretty much getting the game aspect of my game up and running. So in the next video you will see that, but working within actually using a song to detect beats, and so look forward to that. See ya.